Fluffers are the people that
job.
keep porn stars hard, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what a fluffer is.
Yeah.
A person that keeps a porn star hard.
Yeah, in between scenes, or like gets them ready for the scene.
That's what a fluffer is.
Fucking told you.
Guys, welcome to the Boneyard Arcade podcast. For those of you who don't know, I'm Lucky Bones.
And I'm Grimm Bones. I remembered I was supposed to introduce myself there.
Yeah, you actually have to.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
For those who don't know us, well, here's a little bit of background, I guess. Both cosplayers from Sydney, Australia. Huge nerds. Don't know if you can tell a little bit. Lots of stuff going on behind us here. Do you want to tell people about yourself?
Up until this point, we've had a podcast, and we've been doing the podcast weekly, and we were like, you know what? Podcasts are awesome, but at the same time, you can make a video, get some cool shit going on, and then take the audio out of that and make it a podcast anyway. So why would we not make a video? So we've decided to come to my humble abode. It's super ghetto, and I love the warehousey feel.
Dude, it was great because when we got back we actually recently went on a trip to Texas, and when we got back, Dan messaged me. He sent me a photo, and all it was
Regret.
The caption was, "I was bored," and it's just a picture of all his carpet ripped up, and I'm like, dude, what have you done? And you're just like, I didn't like my carpet anymore.
Yeah, no, I cut 2 meters of floor out and then went, I've gone this far, I need to go the whole way. So we've decided to ghetto the place up, get all of the stuff that I have spent my life's monies on.
My life's adult money.
Shamelessly pimp our little logo in the background. It's so little. And do our own video. So this is where we're at now.
This is great. All right. Well, for the people playing at home who don't know you, Dan, give us fast facts. Go.
Fast facts. Okay. Cosplaying for about 4 years. Decided to get a day job. Have no time to cosplay all the time anymore. So it's like now I work days and I come home and do really geeky stuff at night. I surround myself in all of my geeky stuff when I'm back here. I've got Ghostface, who spends a lot of time here with me in my house.
I love him.
And I'm just an overall sort of nerdy guy who, at the same time, doesn't know very much about like the in-depth nerdy stuff. So I'm like one of those people who's like a fake nerd, but really a nerd and just loves the cool shit that you can get. So
yeah. You're a collector as well.
Yeah, and so making props, collecting props, wearing costumes, and loving all the geek stuff. And now we're looking at this and going, you know what? Let's just do our cool videos and. One day, I'm telling you, one day I want to get shot with something out of a potato gun.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to shoot you with everything.
It can be Lego pieces.
I don't know why.
We'll work something out.
You turned around one day and you're like, you know what I really want to do? I want to be shot by a potato gun with something. And I'm like, you know what? I could probably make that happen for you if you want.
If I have enough drinks, it can be cactuses. Let's not go down that path. But
no,
speaking of cactuses, I know that this is something you're into. So give me a little bit of background on who you are for people who may not know who you are.
I'm a cosplayer from Sydney, obviously. Been doing the geeky thing for quite a few years. I've been cosplaying for about 10 years now. I thought about that the other day. I'm 25.
That's
and I was
scary.
like, I've been cosplaying for a decade and it just doesn't feel like that. And so, natural progression into things, I started going to events with you, started hanging out, and I one day stumbled across the Roosterteeth community. I started watching Red vs. Blue.
Yep.
And so Roosterteeth basically just became my life, and now I'm a big fan of Achievement Hunter, if you couldn't tell. I love cacti. My favorite food is curry now. I discovered that I love curry recently.
Really?
I know that sounds really weird, but it took me so many years to start liking something. I told myself forever, I'm like, I don't like curry. I won't eat curry. And now, recently I started dating my partner, Josh, and I was like, he's like, eat this curry. I'm like, I don't like it. But then I ate it. Now I love curry.
Now you love curry.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So I love spicy food and cosplay and just geeky crap. So here we are making a podcast about just geeky junk.
Yeah.
The podcast is likely to be things about games, movies. We get to go to a lot of premieres, early access to things. So what better place to put it than somewhere for all to see or hear? Whatever.
Yeah, not just that, but we're a few drinks in and we're quite happy about that. I feel like
I'm feeling great.
If we get a bunch more in us, we'll start doing some stupid stuff as well. At least I know that's the path I want to head down.
I'll watch. I'll just watch while you do that.
It seems to be a thing that we should be doing. But I mean, recently you introduced me into the RTX Roosterteeth community a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool to start off with. Like, I mean, I was never very in depth with it. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I watched a little bit of it online and went, oh, this is cool. I don't understand what people like about watching other people play video games.
And that's something that they get a lot. in like especially Achievement Hunter, they started Let's Play Live, and they were just like, why would we want to go to a place where people play games on stage? And it's like it's the equivalent of a rock concert, basically, to people. But I feel like we should talk about the RTX trip a little bit later.
Okay.
We should talk about stuff that's happening right now. Because that's what, the podcasts people do. They're just like, let's talk about recent events.
So we're going to smash out some weekly news of what's happening?
We are not... We are not, what are those people? Journalists. We do not give you the news. We will give you our perspective of things.
Yeah, I'm no professional on anything.
I don't know geography or maths, so...
But I'm guessing you have at least seen the trailers that they had at San Diego Comic-Con?
That was like recently, wasn't it?
Yeah. They basically put out a trailer for... Well, I mean, there was a leaked trailer for...
You showed me that, and
Infinity
it was super
War.
Ghetto, and I loved it.
We had a trailer for Stranger Things 2.
Which I'm pumped for.
I'm only going to count the things that I care about. So, Stranger Things 2. We had a trailer for what was the next thing? There was
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor was really cool, and I keep getting it mixed up because now that we've seen the Infinity War trailer, which reveals some stuff about what happens in Thor...
Yep.
We've seen the Thor trailer, which looks really cool. It's got a very Guardians of the Galaxy vibe to it. It's like super hip with the retro vibes.
Can I say something? I don't like Thor.
Yeah.
And I don't like Thor Ragnarok like as a thing. I don't like it.
I think Thor Ragnarok is going to be the first thing that I pay attention to that involves Thor as a standalone movie.
Is it because it was super retro?
No, it's because it was directed or produced. I can't remember what his role is, but...
See, we are not journalists.
Taika Waititi.
He posted a photo recently of what he was wearing.
In
and
a
he was just
romper.
like, I'm just better than you. And
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy's my hero.
Guess who wants a romper? Anyway, he directed or produced this movie. I think he's a director. And it looks different. And that's why I like it. Because all the other Thor movies, to me, they were like, oh, it's super romantic. Oh, look, Thor is in love with a chick.
Love
oh,
interest, holy
amazing.
shit.
He's so cute and he cracks funny one-liners. Every chick wants to bone him. But yeah, exactly, right? That's the goal of these Thor movies. And this one looks like it's going to be funny, but it's going to have some shit in there that's kind of romantic. But at the same time, it's got like Hulk in it. And they team up and they form a little group again. And Loki comes back.
See, Loki is the selling point for all Thor movies for me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like my fake geek girl thing creeping on. I'm just like, I don't understand why everybody likes this. But at the same time, I watched the trailer and I was sold on a lot of things. Like, what's her name? Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
She's meant to be...
I don't know the name of the chick.
I don't know
She's
either.
got all those horns and shit off her head.
Death.
Yeah.
Look at us go. We know all about facts, fact-checking before we do a podcast. Like, she looks incredible and Loki was always a sell. But for some reason, the trailer just didn't hit it for me and I don't know what it was.
I think one thing that sells me about trailers these days, especially Marvel trailers, I think they just look at the internet and go, what are people in love with at the moment? And they add in neon lights, they add in retro tunes, and they give all those catchy little one-liners that a Marvel movie is supposed to have these days because they don't know how to do anything else anymore. I feel like Infinity War is going to be really dark and moody, but when you look at Thor, it's going to have all that funny moments and Thor's cracking one-liners and Hulk has a fade haircut. He's got some stuff. It's like he went to a barber. and
do me a number one on the side, but then fade it.
He's got that fade going on. It's but he doesn't have the fade when he's human. He only has the fade as he's Hulk.
Yeah, he looks super nerdy when he's human.
The fuck is that? How do you get a fade as Hulk but not as Bruce Banner?
Well, he gets green and mutated and
weird,
huge and stuff.
Yeah.
What other trailers came out that actually are good?
I want to talk about Stranger Things too.
Well,
it's there. You can grab it. It's on the shelf right there, next to Glow. Glow. Look at Glow. 2 to the right.
Yes.
Yep.
This one?
No, that one next to it.
Shit.
All right, so I got super excited because Stranger Things 2 is something... I mean, I love Stranger Things 1.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but...
So I will hold it up, and I'm going to try and avoid the glare. So I'm going to rotate it so that there's no glare. Okay.
I'm Billy Mays!
All right, so I've got this thing, and you might be able to see in the background, I love making VHS tapes out of modern stuff. Stranger Things brings that retro vibe in a cool way to the modern world.
Dan's just like, oh shit.
I'm just like, oh fuck, yeah.
It's so retro.
And it's amazing. I love that shit. And so Stranger Things 2 had Ghostbusters in it.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my god.
It's set at Halloween. It features an overall alien presence, something that's taking over the world.
Yeah, the Upside Down is it's there.
Yeah.
It's no mystery anymore.
They use Michael Jackson's Thriller as the music.
I lost my mind when I heard Vincent Price's voice come over and I'm just like, Josh, it's Thriller. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, shut up.
And they start the trailer off in an arcade.
Yeah. I was watching it. I was just like, Dan's probably at home, like gushing everywhere, frothing at the gash. He's just losing his mind.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
this.
I woke up. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday morning, and I woke up, watched the trailer, then woke up my girlfriend, fiance Chloe, and went, check this shit out. Holy shit. And I just sat there all morning. And then on the train today, I found myself listening to Thriller on the way home in the dark. I was like, yeah, listening to that music. But it looks like it's going to be sick. It's like got all the mad retro, the feel to it again. It's got all the sick little arcade and all the cool,
It just hit all of the G spots for you, basically.
But when you think about it, should Stranger Things be anything less than that?
No. I think that the trailer for this, in this instance, was like everything that you wanted it to be as a Stranger Things fan. And even as somebody who would probably look at this and be like, I've never watched Stranger Things, but now I need to go back and watch it so I can watch this.
Yep.
So I think that was a huge success.
I think one of the interesting things that I saw online was someone actually mentioned they think that Will, the kid who went disappearing in the first season, is actually the bad guy in this. That he has been sort of left with something.
Like corrupted or something is in him, like planted.
Yeah. And he sees himself becoming that overall alien presence later on, which could be really interesting. I mean, I don't want to say that that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's really dumb. But you never know.
Speaking of things that are dumb, something that happened a while ago that I need to bring up.
Yeah, bring it up.
Because I need to tell people to shut up about something for like once. The latest Doctor Who has been revealed, and Doctor Who is now becoming a woman.
That she is.
Yes. And so the internet, like a lot of times, it was like really divided. People were like, oh my God, this is really cool. And some people were like, no, this is not cool. And to the people who say, no, this is never going to work, or, you know, why would they corrupt it like that kind of thing, I need you to tell you all, shut up. Just stop.
I have a question.
No.
No, I have a question. It's a legit question.
Go.
What is the problem with it being I mean, this is coming from someone who's never seen an episode. I never have seen an episode of Doctor Who. I was about to call him Doctor Strange.
That's all right. I haven't seen Back to the Future fully.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing the hat.
You're wearing the hat. It's okay.
I saw it.
You have seen it now. You're wearing the hat. I've never seen a full episode. I've seen a little bit, and I only watched it for those crying I think they're the Weeping Angels.
The Weeping Angels. Yeah. That was one of the first episodes I saw.
They were cool because they look scary. So I was like, shit, I need to watch this. But I could never get into it. But I don't understand what the problem of having a female Doctor is. It's
like the gatekeeping mentality that people have sometimes. It's like, for instance, you weren't the happiest when they changed Ghostbusters to the all-female cast, not because they were changing it to a female. They were changing it at all.
Shit movie. Yeah.
Tell us what you really think, Dan. But like, people just turned around and they're like, how dare you change this? And I'm like, dude, it's 2017. We need to do things like that. And like, it's not even the fact that it's a woman. It's just like, let things be different for once. I'm like, stop trying to gatekeep, you know, your fandom. I know it's important to you and all, but like, just let things naturally evolve into whatever it is they're going to be. Because, you know, Doctor Who could be a horse for all I care. It'll still be a good series.
As long as they write a good story.
That's it.
And it's a decent season. Who gives a shit? Like, honestly, this happened in the same week that The Rock announced he was going to run for president in 2020.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I know how much you love The Rock.
I mean, I love The Rock. I'm a wrestling fan. I love The Rock. But he's not a shit actor. He's a great actor. But Rock movies these days suck. I'm going to go on a rant if we just let me keep going.
Okay,
So, like, I mean, he might make a great president. He has the personality to be an amazing president. They've got Trump right now.
No comment.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can't go, like, any worse than that. You get The Rock in there. He's going to throw some, like, you know, some rocky sass in there. Like, that's cool.
No, that'd be great.
Good.
Yes.
Just don't make any more movies.
Go
back to wrestling.
Tell it to The Rock.
Rock, go back to wrestling.
Oh!
You were the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, and then you became an actor that featured in Rock movies. Dwayne Johnson movies.
There's something.
Anyway.
There's something I want to talk about.
What's that?
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah?
Dream Daddy is out.
Okay. I haven't played it yet either, obviously. Like, what is this? It's a dating sim.
Yes.
It's a dating sim? It's a Roosterteeth dating sim.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
But they're really heavily involved in it.
I thought they were all the dudes from Roosterteeth, like Achievement Hunter.
No, that was a fan art by Sammy Gem on Twitter. I love you, Sammy.
Oh.
If you're watching.
Wait, so they're not in the game?
No, they're not. You actually... Okay,
I wanted this game up until now.
Shut up. Let me tell... You'll still want it after this. Don't worry. Let me sell it to you. All right, here we go.
Sell me in.
A dating sim, right? So basically... you're given a character that you are to be. So it's a really like open character. So for example, in this game, you're a recently widowed dad, I think it is. So you're a dad and you move into this, this new town, and there are lots of other really hot dads out there, and you're a single dad. So you're like, you want to get with other dads. So you got to like romance them, and you can, yes.
Wait.
Yes.
So you're a dad.
Yes.
And you're romancing other dads.
Yeah. Dream daddy. Dating sim.
Okay.
I love it. I got to keep moving my mic up.
And so is this like one of those like, I mean, you've all played them. They're one of those games when you were younger. You used to play those mad hentai games where it was like undressed.
I played
the
Orgasm
anime
Girl.
Yeah,
I did too. To make her like
in the right spots.
Yeah, that's it. And then she
I
woke
did
up,
too.
and then you were a perv.
Yeah,
it was awkward.
And it labeled you as a perv. Does that happen in this game?
I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but I think the goal of the game is that you meet these daddies throughout your journey.
Okay.
And then you can kind of pick one that you want to keep talking to. So it gives you like little selections of things that you can say to these daddies.
To sway them.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
woo them.
So it's basically like you just try and hit on people and then you try and bang these dads. And I really, really, really want to play it. And the Achievement Hunter guys got art drawn of them as the daddies. But then Funhouse got a whole bunch of fan art of them.
I saw that.
It's the best.
So they're not in this game?
No!
Fuck everything. I'm not down.
Do you know what? Bernie suggested that we do an immersion of it. We were at the dinner with Bernie, and he was like, you know what would be great? If we did this dating sim immersion. Anyway, I think it was Jess Negri who actually said it. She was like, hey, Bernie, why aren't you doing this thing? And he was like, is this a thing that people want? She's like, yeah, there's people
Everybody wants that.
So I want to play Dream Daddy really bad. Can we please stream it?
Yeah, yeah.
What kind? So there are different daddies that you can romance.
Okay, give me some daddy
There's
titles.
Goth Daddy.
Yeah.
There's Bad Daddy, I think.
That's probably me, but yeah.
There's like Gentle Daddy.
No,
there's like Sporty Daddy.
No, I mean at times, but...
I don't know, man. You sipping on that? What are you drinking? What are you drinking, actually?
I think that's rum, and I know that that's beer.
Nice.
So, and I don't know if I should turn the label towards the camera, so I'm just going to leave it like that.
It's a podcast. We can do whatever we want. You can do whatever you want.
Is
there anything else that you want to talk about?
Yes, I showed you it just before we started this film, before we started recording. What's it called? The Infinity Wars.
Yes.
Now, this is being taken off the internet everywhere.
Ooh.
They're like, it's getting removed by Disney and Marvel and whatever else.
It was a trailer that was previewed at San Diego.
It was,
Comic-Con.
and they didn't actually release this online like the other trailers. I think they're waiting. They want the suspense to build up. Thankfully, the good Samaritans of the geek world have gone in there with their phones and sat them in their laps
pirates.
and filmed the screen. So we've seen a trailer, a really shit trailer of the screen at an angle, like we're looking up at it.
Filmed from the crowd.
Yeah, it was terrible. But we still saw what happened in the trailer. You've seen it.
Yep.
What do you think? Like, how do you feel about the rest of the Marvel, Avengers, Captain America movies? They're probably the most crucial.
So I haven't seen a lot of the Avengers movies.
Yep.
I kind of opted out after I think the second one. I just basically just didn't tune in. I didn't care anymore. Not because I don't like them, but at the same time, there was so much other stuff out at the time that those things were being released that I was more interested in.
Yeah.
So I watched that instead. And those things just kind of got pushed to the bottom of the barrel. I was just like,
okay,
whatever, I'll never get around to it.
Realistically,
Captain America, though.
Yeah.
The last one I saw of him was, I think, Civil War.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the best Captain America movie, besides the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was cool as well.
For Rick Sanchez over here and just burping.
Just burping into your microphone?
Trying
That's
to turn,
fine.
really,
I'll just drown you out with my voice somehow.
nonchalantly.
This Civil War trailer, I'll break it down for you in a sense. If this Infinity Wars.
War.
They've got too many wars in the Avengers universe. It's stupid.
So angry. Just sort your shit out.
I'll break it down for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. I have the file saved, so maybe we can post it up there and be really naughty at some point.
I don't know if we're allowed to do that.
We'll see what happens.
And put clips in now.
Yeah, but I'll break it. Yeah, let's just throw it up there. I'll break it down. Basically, I'm not going to tell you how they come across each other, but we start the whole trailer off with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. They head to Earth. They meet up with the rest of the Avengers down there on Earth. I think it's Earth. It looks like Earth. And then we bump into Spider-Man and we see him doing his thing in a new suit.
Ooh.
It's the suit that was revealed to him at the end, and I don't want to give this away as well, but it was revealed to him at the end of a particular movie. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to tell you how it looks or anything, but it just looks like, it's interesting. It's not as plain.
Would you cosplay it?
Would I? Yeah, but there might be a little bit of electricity involved in particular parts of my costume. to illuminate them.
to
To illuminate them.
What, you don't want them illuminated?
I
Is that
mean,
what the
like
quotation marks
it's
are
all
for?
it's an illusion. The trailer is not bad, but to me, it didn't give much more than a whole bunch of like drama going on.
It was very much a trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when they take the most important parts of a movie and then cram them into the trailer to make them interesting.
Yeah.
And then you go and watch the movie and you're like, I've seen all this.
Yeah.
I know exactly what's happening now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all filler other than that.
Yeah. We get Thor movie and we get Guardians of the Galaxy having all this cool retro music and really upbeat moments. This was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
This was drama. This was struggle. This was battle. It was war. Yeah.
Snore.
Yeah. I mean, we got to see Thanos. He looks pretty cool, but
Oh.
he's also like not wearing a helmet or anything. So he's like totally bald and wearing like his
It's Thanos, isn't it?
his fight gear. Yeah, yeah, with the big jaw.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God. He got a big jaw.
Yeah.
Who's playing Thanos? I don't even know.
I don't remember. It's a dude who's playing Cable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in
Is it
Deadpool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Damn. We'll have to talk about that eventually.
Yeah, when we get more info, I guess. But yeah, Josh Brolin.
Hey, there you go. Look at you with your knowledge.
Yeah, I'm remembering my
2
shit.
points. Put
Yeah.
10 points here, Josh. All right, thanks,
That's
Josh.
your moment. Yeah, so it looks like a cool trailer, but at the same time, there wasn't enough there to make me go, my God, I really want to watch this movie. Because everything they showed was everything we already knew.
That's true. I was pretty moist, though, to see them, like, all together.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
One thing I hate about bringing a bunch of characters together like this is when a director doesn't know how to use them all in the same space.
Yeah, I
You
understand.
get people who are left out.
Yeah.
Obviously, this movie is going to have a whole bunch of people getting killed off as well. So I'm expecting to see what's Iron Man's body with the wings.
A falcon?
Yeah, Falcon. I'm expecting Falcon and Hawkeye to both get.
You
in this movie.
reckon?
I think so, and not because I've read any stories, because I'm not good with keeping up with the comics. Because
Is it Falcon that's...
yeah.
No. That's not Iron Man's body.
No,
Iron
no.
Man's
You know,
body is
you did mention the
Rhodey.
one. Yeah. You mentioned the
War
one
Machine.
I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
Captain
So you mean
America's body.
Captain America's
Yeah,
body?
yeah.
Jeez,
He has a beard, by the way.
Captain America has a beard. He looks so good.
I can cosplay him now.
And
Probably
Black
won't.
Widow's like grey.
Yeah.
I could do that as well.
She's a
Mate,
very light blonde, I
I
believe.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm into
It's
it.
kind of cute. Yeah, I don't know. But it looks like a good trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing that movie, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I hope it's good. Whereas I'm looking at something like Stranger Things 2, and I'm like, shit, I know that's going to be good.
Yeah.
You know?
You're just damp.
Yeah.
The basement is just totally flooded.
Yeah.
You're ready.
And so I'm kind of like, you look at something as simple as Stranger Things 2's trailer, which is a TV series,
Yeah.
and you look at something like Infinity War, which is a multi-million dollar production. Stranger Things 2 probably is as well, but you look at it and you're like, this has got to be amazing. And
Yeah.
it's like, I hope.
I gotta bring my notes up.
Jesus Christ. Bring your notes up.
Just making sure that we've
We've
get to all the
covered
things.
everything.
No. Wrong. We
Shit,
have not.
we haven't covered
Bullshit.
Okay, we'll film in.
Fucking bullshit.
This is your chance to fill me in on something I missed.
We went and saw Atomic Blonde.
Oh, we did.
We did.
We
got
even
to go.
mentioned we needed to talk about that.
Yes.
We didn't talk about that.
We got sent to the Sydney premiere of Atomic Blonde, thanks to our friends at Playmaker Digital. Pew, pew, pew. You guys are the best. And upon arrival, we had cocktails. We had Moscow Mules with Stoli vodka, and we got to sit around in a neon lit lounge.
I was going to mention that.
I'm setting the scene.
The neon lights.
You're all about that. You can't see.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone dim.
It's so bad.
Dan's got a neon light for the audio listeners at home. Why
Yeah.
are you listening on audio? We're so much better in person. Like, look at these faces.
Yeah, like you really want to meet this in real life.
He's got a light behind him and it's faded out a bit. But Atomic Blonde, okay, so...
What were your thoughts? Because, I mean, we both saw this movie, and we
The-
both finished up and we're like,
What's the main chick's name?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah, go Charlie.
Make this work. Is incredible.
Yeah.
And oh my god, so attractive.
Yep.
So attractive. This movie is basically about, let's go really vague here. She's kind of like a secret agent and goes to, I think she's in
Russia.
Russia.
Berlin, I think.
Or Berlin.
This is
Berlin.
where the wall is.
That's the one. And does super cool ninja stuff. That's exactly what the movie is about. And Charlie, my girl Charlie, is really hot. And there's a sweet lesbian sex scene in it. And it's amazing. I'm not giving away too
And it's
much
with
there.
the girl that was in The Mummy, Sophia Boutella.
Yeah, and she's attractive. She's also on Kingsman.
Yeah, and did you know she's like 35 or something?
What? She
35,
looks
36?
incredible.
She looks like she's 21.
She's got the knife legs in Kingsman, and
Yeah.
she was like my biggest crush through that movie. That movie was really pretty.
Mm.
I felt like the storyline was a little bit weak in places because it could have literally been any other story and just been
The
you
same
know,
movie.
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
movie. I really enjoyed the cinematics of it. I think the way it was directed, like particularly like the photography side of things. I'm a whore for a pretty movie.
Yep.
The soundtrack was
It was bang on.
top notch. It's a really cool action movie. As long as you're not looking for that much of a storyline, like it tries really hard to have this really strong story behind it.
Yeah.
But it kind of falls short. I still think it was. I would watch it again.
Yeah, I think
100 times.
I finished watching this movie and I went, I wouldn't watch that a second time. And then after being confused by the story, I went, you know what? I'd probably have to watch it a second time. One, because I enjoyed all of the action in it so much.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed watching all the fight scenes and the way that it was choreographed and the way it was shot. Like you said, the way that they shot this was amazing. I'd watch it again just because the story confused me a little bit. And
I
to
need
find
clarification.
Well, there were so many twists and turns in the story that I was like, I need to watch this a second time just to like pinpoint how many
plot twists are there? How many M. Night Shyamalan
who's
lines?
screwing over who here? Plus, it's got the guy who plays Professor Xavier in the new movies.
Oh shoot!
What's his name?
Something McAvoy. James McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
Is it McAvoy? Chloe.
That's
Okay,
the one.
thank you.
We got clarification.
We have a whole team behind the scenes here that you can't see. We've got our IT guy, Josh. If you want to flash yourself on camera right now, you totally can.
He's just leaning.
Nah,
down.
okay, he's shaking his head no. And then we've got Chloe, who knows every celebrity
the
known.
fluffer.
The fluffer. Dan's going to put her in the credits as the fluffer, but she actually knows everything about movies.
There's
Okay.
one other thing that I want to talk about, but I think that needs a segment of its own. So RTX.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about RTX, our trip to Texas, coming up next. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. Billy Mays here.
Oh, what a way to lead us into the next segment.
Can we just fucking pump the brakes for 1 second?
Okay, pump the brakes. What are you doing?
I keep looking down.
This
at
is
all
my
your
shit. You can't like laugh at my shit. This is my shit. What are you holding? Do you know what you're holding?
I want everybody to watch the video for this because I'm just going to randomly pull stuff from behind here at times and I'm just going to show the camera. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I was looking at this wonderful bit of history and it is one of the old Nokias. Dan, just
Can I tell you
for
why
20
this is such a
seconds,
good phone?
Tell me.
I can't even remember whether it's a 3310, a 3230, a 3210. I don't remember I think it's a 3200.
Maybe, yeah.
I think.
Oh, I wasn't alive for this, I don't think.
I loved this phone because it's got a plastic see-through case. I could get this special cutter that came with it and cut my own cases. I don't know if you can see that. I have an Element skateboards themed arcade machine. I have an Element themed skateboards phone. Who doesn't want one of these? And you could run your car over this and this shit would still work.
It's so ghetto, and I want to just randomly do show and tell of all the dumb shit that Dan's got in his house that he thinks is amazing.
That shit had Snake and some ball game on it.
Bounce?
Yeah.
Was it Bounce?
Yeah.
This is not as old as I think it is.
Yeah, it's got Bounce on it.
Well, it's incredible, so yeah, there we go.
I love how you're appreciating all my retro things.
Can I borrow a feeling?
That's for a new episode.
Nice. We'll hold on to that for later. But for now, we want to talk about RTX.
Yeah, and I'm going to let you start with this because you are the big Rooster Teeth fan. You are
the biggest, despite being 5'4".
Well,
I'm a big fan.
Big in presence.
Yes.
Not in stature.
Yes.
When it comes to Rooster Teeth, before you start on the whole Rooster Teeth trip, I'm going to talk to you about Rooster Teeth to me because I'm coming in.
You're a freshie.
Yeah,
very new.
I'm super fresh to this, right? So I have been across Achievement Hunter in the past. I have watched their videos online. I now like watching their stuff occasionally and quite often. To me, they were just people who played video games. When I first heard about Rooster Teeth, I was like, this Rooster Teeth thing seems cool. And I look at everything from a business perspective. I'm like, the dude who runs this is a clever man. Mm. But then I started to pay attention to the people in it and what they do. And then I started watching it and I was like, these guys just play video games. And people love watching them play video games. Like, what is this world? Achievement Hunter, Funhouse. You've got shows like On the Spot. It's basically, not even basically, it is a production company.
Yeah, that's it.
And they make online TV shows, movies, video game, real-life representations like Immersion.
Yeah.
And now they've got their own convention, which started in Austin.
Yeah.
Then it ended up moving its way, not moving, but also being in Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney was the first other location that they decided to host it in.
And they're doing a third location in London.
Yeah, which they announced at RTX Sydney this year?
Yeah.
This year, yeah.
Yeah. And so I came to RTX for the first time in
Austin.
2017. No, in Sydney.
Oh, in Sydney,
Yeah,
that's
I went to
right.
Sydney and I was like, I get it. But at the same time, I don't get it. I mean, I love watching these guys up on stage doing their thing. Everyone's cheering for them. They're really cool people. It's cool. I could get into this. But there was not really anything there that made me just be like, you even were like, I pay for double gold, use my account details and check out, their shows and stuff just to get hooked on it. Struggled. No. It wasn't because it wasn't good. It was because I was like, where's your in? Yeah. What's my in here?
It's so big and they cover so many things. It's like you think that you can just pick up any one thing and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
In the Roosterteeth fandom, for instance, I started watching Red versus Blue when I was too young to understand what Roosterteeth was, and all the other things that they did. And I watched that when I think I was about 15 or something at the time. I actually probably younger.
Yep.
And then, down the track, I think, 5 or 6 years later, I started watching a show called Rage Quit.
Okay.
Which was Michael Jones basically playing single-player games where he would just yell for half an hour at the game, and he struggled with it every minute of this game.
He seems like the type that yells a lot. He gets really angry. I even think he's angry when he's not angry.
That's it. That's Michael.
That's just him.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone starts somewhere, but you need to find your in, and you don't realize where you're going to go, like the path that you're going to take until you take it.
And I think once I went to Sydney, like the RTX in Sydney, I went, okay, so I need to start paying attention to more of this because I liked what I experienced while I was here. Mm-hmm. So we did a little bit of watching. VR The Champions was something I loved watching because they crack me up when they do that. And that's Achievement Hunter, right? They're all through that. The Funhouse guys did something with wrestling, and I was like, shit, they do wrestling stuff.
Because you're a nerd for wrestling.
Oh my God, I'm like wearing the Wrestling is Forever t-shirt.
Look at you go.
And so I found my little ins in those places, but I think what really hooked me on RTX and the Roosterteeth guys, Achievement Hunter, and all the people that are involved was RTX in Austin. One thing that I learnt while I was there, and I know that I was going to leave this to you to explain, and you can totally explain it, but one thing that I learnt when I was there was this is more than just a bunch of guys who work for a production company. This is literally a family.
Yes.
Like, you go there, you instantly become part of something that's special. You realize that they are open to anyone who wants to join their little family. You realize that it is a place that is accepting of anyone. Everyone that goes to this thing can feel good, and everyone who goes to it is super nice and accepting of anyone who wants to walk in.
Yep.
They open the door to everybody. It's a comfortable place to be, but at the same time, it's so much fun to be around these people. And then you realize when you get to hang out with them a little bit, and you realize, you learn a little bit about the people that run it or work on it. You meet the guy who created it all. They have literally just done this because they're huge fans of this production company and what it has become.
And things.
Yeah.
They all started as fans
of
things and nerds with, big ambitions, and people told them, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time?
Why are you wasting your time?
Work.
Yeah.
And, the founding fathers of the company, Gus, Bernie, Joel, they just all turned around and they're like, we're just going to do it. We're just going to pick it up and run with it.
And that was the best part. I got to go overseas, but being in the States, which I've wanted to do since I was like 5 years old, being overseas was a great part of my trip. But what really capped it off was becoming a part of such an awesome community.
I'm glad that you are, finally. Holy shit. We've only been friends for I don't even know how many years, but this community means the world to me.
Yeah.
I thought that I belonged in the cosplay community, and, everyone does to a degree. Anybody can cosplay. But at the same time, there's, a toxicity in there that's just sometimes it makes it really hard to be in that place.
Or enjoy it, yeah.
And I joined the Australian Roosterteeth community online on Facebook, which is actually called Roosterteeth. Shout out to Roosterteeth. You guys are my family, and I love you.
We have to make sure we share this so that they can see this.
We will.
Because Dan is just blah, all over the microphone.
Dan is erupting with feelings right now. I joined Roosterteeth, and they are everybody is so supportive. Everybody is out there to give you a hand, to make you feel better if you feel bad. Everyone's accepting. And so when we were approached to do this trip to RTX, a friend of ours who made a game was like, look, I want to take the game to Austin. I want to take it to RTX. I looked at him. I'm like,
are you serious? I think we should Clint with the Ultimate Drinking Game. I think he refers to himself as Haggard.
He's the captain.
He's the captain of this game. The Ultimate Drinking Game took us there, and we were there. We were the face of a promotion for them, and we flew over there to do this stuff with them. And it was really awesome. I mean, they sold their game. People loved it. So congratulations to the ultimate drinking game for getting us there and for doing awesome at this trip. It means they're going to go back next year.
I hope
so. If you need anyone, just,
pick up the phone. Billy May's here.
But yeah, so we got to go on and do this awesome trip via them.
I was in tears, mostly because I was scared shitless of getting on a plane for like 20-something hours and flying over there. But the whole thing started, we're like, yes, we're going to go over to Texas. It's going to be great. We're going to sell this game. We're going to help the friends out at the booth and stuff like that. And I was like, sure. And then we got our tickets. It's like, here's your boarding passes. This is the hotel that we're staying in. And I'm like, wait a minute, this has my name on it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
when it got real.
This is we're going on these dates. And I'm like, shit, how am I going to tell my mum that I have to go to Texas? Walk downstairs. She just got home after like being out. And I'm just like, so I'm going to Texas in July. And she looked at me. She's like, what are you doing that for? And I'm like, a thing. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. Because I live with my mum. And she's like totally cool with everything. But when I was like, going to go to Texas, she's like, why would you want to go to Texas? I'm like, because Roosterteeth are in Texas.
Yeah, now that we've been to Texas.
Oh my God, why would you ever want to leave Texas?
Who doesn't want to go to Texas?
Especially Austin.
Yeah.
And 6th Street, where we lived. Everyone was like, 6th Street is so dirty. And we're just like, you know what? We love 6th Street.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But we got there, and one of the really cool things that I got to experience and you got to come along to as well, Bernie, one of the founders of Roosterteeth, emailed me and he was like, hey dude, was wondering if you'd be interested in doing some merchandise modeling while you're over in Texas for RTX. And I'm like, okay, don't cry. Just reply to the email, be professional, be chill. And I was like, yes, I would enjoy to do that. And then I went over into the corner and cried for like 20 minutes. I was like, that's amazing. And then he sent another email and he said, would you guys be interested in coming to dinner? So I collected myself for another 20 minutes in the corner while I cried. And then I emailed back. I'm like, yes, Bernie, I would love to go to dinner with you. So while we were there, we actually got to go to Studio 4, where Achievement Hunter film all their stuff. And we went to the Achievement Hunter office, and we saw, where they do all the editing and things like that. And, John Rising was there and Traco was there.
He actually welcomed us from the office.
Yes.
And I was like, who's that guy? I haven't seen him before. And now I watch him all the time.
It was so hard to sit there. And I was just like, Dan, do you know what that is? And Dan was like, no, I
was trying to play it cool the whole time. I was like, just be smooth. It's fine.
I wanted to point out everything and be like, and I've seen that in this, and I've seen that in that. And so we got to go to Roosterteeth, to the Roosterteeth studio. We went to Roosterteeth. They stood in the car park where they do all the dumb shit. We went to the office where Michael does his Segway tour when he was drunk on Christmas Eve or something. Oh my God.
We took a photo of the doormat.
Yeah, we did.
Because it says welcome to Roosterteeth or something.
And basically we stood there and I took photos and t-shirts and there was a dog. I think her name is Luna. And she was in the office and it was good. And Laserbeam was there for people who like Lannon.
Who I actually pitched the idea that we should get shot at by potato cannons. And he's down. Yeah, he's down. So
he'll figure it out.
I'm holding you to that. I don't give a shit if it's Lego or if it's slime. We're getting shot by something. So it's going to happen. I just want to be shot by something. So we're going to do that. So don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. But potato cannons with stuff in it and down. So, but this trip...
You done?
I'm done.
You're good?
Since we're talking about things that happened on the trip, we got to go and have dinner with Bernie.
Yep.
I just want to make a quick shout out. Bernie won. Thank you. The dinner was awesome.
Yes.
But Ashley, I'm still waiting for my green card.
Yep. Background on that, because that's an in-joke and we're not allowed to tell in-jokes. So we went to this great steakhouse. It was incredible. We were basically in a bank vault and there was a set menu, and so we all got to pick out things from the menu, and Dan was like, I'm going to have this pork chop. And so I'm like, yeah, great. I'll get a little fillet and it'll be great. And these pork chops come out, and it's literally the biggest fucking plate of food I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. I was looking at it, and I'm like, holy fuck, Dan, you got to eat that. And Dan was like, dude, I'm full from Caesar salad. I'm like, Dan, you got to eat that.
The Caesar salad was like this deep and that big.
Ashley challenged you.
She did.
She turned around. She said, look, you'll get your green card. We'll let you stay in America if you eat all of that food. She said, I think she specifically said, if you don't eat all this food, you do not love America.
Yeah.
And Dan was just telling me,
at that point, I was like,
I gotta love America.
I love you so much.
So he ate the whole plate of food.
Yeah.
And then you ate all of dessert.
And dessert. And guess who still hasn't got a green card? Who's sitting in Australia right now being like, the fuck, Ashley? Where's my shit? I still haven't gotten it. So I've like, every now and again, I do like a subtle reminder on Twitter, and I'm like, Ashley, by the way, my green card's still not here.
Did you send it? Did you remember?
Well, she's like, I guess I'm throwing this shit out now. So
she's probably got it and just like, damn.
yeah. So I had pork impregnation in Austin. That was amazing. But it was an amazing experience.
As a convention, how would you say RTX is as a convention? Because a lot of people want to go but don't get to go.
Yeah. Okay. So I went to the Sydney one to start with, as I said before, and it had a little bit less of a convention feel because it was very much targeted at Roosterteeth fans.
Yeah. It's
I mean, if
people
you're
who
buying
are there to see the people.
The people. That's right. So if you're buying a ticket to this, but you don't know what the Roosterteeth is, especially if you're buying a ticket to the Sydney convention,
you're going to struggle a bit.
Yeah. I mean, unless it changes next year.
Might do.
Who knows? But this convention has some stalls. It's got some independent video game companies. You'll find some cool games. You'll find some cool stuff to buy. But most of this convention is about going to panels, seeing what happens on the main stage, and just being a fan of Rooster Teeth, being there for the experience that they bring. But the Austin event was like a convention. There was like a million stalls. We got to hang out with filthy casual guys.
They were so nice. They're so genuinely
A whole bunch of new
nice.
friends. Amazing people. They had a stall. They were right next to us, which is awesome. They had arcade machines. I was at home. They had arcade machines.
You know who else was next to us? Griffin Ramsey.
She
had
was.
the wood carving stall next to us, and I was just like, just going to look at that all day.
Yeah, well, I kind of did.
Day.
We
I know.
stood there.
We were just standing there, like, leering the whole day, just saying, like...
Yeah, but if you're a fan of conventions, if you're in Austin or if you're in the States and you can make it over to RTX, it is like a convention. There is so much stuff there to buy. There is so much stuff to see. Even if you don't know what RTX is, or if you have a vague idea of what it is, or you've seen it before, like I did, you'll go there and you'll become a fan because it is super accepting and it's a super cool place to be.
We actually went to the Over the Rainbow panel,
Which was cool.
which our friend Max Cookie was on and our friend Mika was on.
Love
and
you, Max.
I was really impressed that you came along to it, like, and you were like chill with it.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Riot, shout out to Riot Rogers. She was like, yeah, she totally sit on in this panel, and I was like, I'm all about that. Like, it was about the queer community, the LGBTQIA plus community. Look at that, I got it right. We went along to that, and I cried. I sat there and cried like a bitch.
Yep.
Everyone had like rainbow colored crepe paper. And so every time, somebody stood up and said their piece, people would wave it. And it was this big sea of rainbows. And I was just sitting there and I'm like, this is my family. This is my community. And everybody is welcome here. Not one person is going to be left out from this community. And I'm just like, shout out to Rooster Teeth who have cultivated a fan base who are accepting of everyone.
Yeah.
It's a forward thinking community of people who are just like, we will love you.
Yeah.
And that's why I loved this convention, because I felt that not just in that room where they had, that panel. I felt it everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that was probably the one thing amongst everything else that really sold Rooster Teeth and RTX to me as a convention. It showed me a room full of people who were happy to be there and be a part of this thing.
yeah.
I think I loved the convention itself, but really sitting in on that panel and seeing how many people were deeply affected by what Rooster Teeth has brought together for them.
Yeah.
That's what sold me on it. And I feel like it was cool. There was no question as to whether I'd go to something like that. I think that was amazing. But to see how much it affected people was just, that's what sold it to me. It was like, these people feel like they have a family here.
It wasn't just Greg Miller's ass on the spot.
Which, I mean, look.
That was incredible.
I'm going to be completely honest, okay? Greg Miller used to do, I think he was an IGN guy.
Okay. I wouldn't.
Only because the only reason I pay attention to him, the reason I hated him before.
Ding, 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 ding.
He used to rate the WWF, WWE games every year.
Oh, I thought you said something different then. I was like,
No, not pandas.
Oh
no
my
pandas in this
God.
shit. He used to rate the wrestling games each year.
Yeah.
And he always gave them a shit rating because he'd find that one thing that would just make it not a 10. And I was like, Greg Miller, you're a dick.
Whoa.
But, I mean, I still think he's a bit of a dick because he's an attention-grabbing, whatever.
He's
but
out there. He's a big
he's out
larger
there.
than life.
But I'll
character.
tell you now, like that guy, when it comes to being on the spot, and that's what he was featured on, when it comes to being on the spot, he knows how to be on the spot.
Oh,
He cracks some funny one-liners.
Good.
It was that as well. Sitting in on a panel, if you go to RTX, sit in on a panel, even if you don't know what it is, and experience what it is that these guys have to offer for you. This is an earthquake. It's fine. We get them all the
Holy
time
shit,
here.
it's the Russians!
It's the West. They're drive-bys and shit. It's fine. Yeah, if you go to RTX, you don't know what panel you're sitting in on, just sit in on one and see what they are about, because that's where the true
learn something as well.
That's where the true RTX comes at you, and it's like, come join us.
Holy crap, dude! I can't believe we went to Austin.
Yeah, so I think it was quite amazing.
Went to America.
But the thing is, they're coming back to Sydney in February.
Yes, February 3rd and 4th.
And currently, if you're a Double Gold member, you probably already know this, but they've just started selling all the VIP tickets.
Out.
And yeah,
they sold out in seconds. I tried to get a VIP ticket, didn't work.
So tickets are coming within this week for even general public.
Yep.
I believe.
Yes.
And this is the time you grab your shit. There's that click again.
It's the Russians again.
It's the West. What can I say?
Poltergeist. It's either the Russians drive-by or poltergeist.
Yeah, but this is your time to get in on that shit. If you're interested in RTX, if you're interested in Roosterteeth, look at them on YouTube. Check them out. They've got a podcast on iTunes. Get in amongst this community.
They've got everything that you could ever want.
The Sydney Convention is at the Sydney Convention Centre?
Probably.
Is it the International Convention? I don't know what we refer to it as, but it's in Darling Harbour. It's brand new. It's awesome. There's pubs all over the place.
It's good. It's a thing that people should probably go to. Yeah. I would recommend it, but I'm a huge Roosterteeth whore, so I could recommend it till the sun comes up. I have to cough.
You're the most professional.
I forgot this video as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just
You've been picking your nose the whole time. I didn't want to say anything. I think it was really weird.
But yeah. I feel like we've survived our first video podcast. And it feels good
I hope we survived.
To do something new, and we'll just keep building on from here. We've actually got nice wobbly IKEA
Holy fuck,
seats.
my chair's gonna break.
It's gonna be great. You'll fall down. It'll be good content. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
Over the coming weeks, we're gonna keep doing the podcast. We're gonna keep adding to it. It's just gonna change. The Russians are back. The Russians are gone. False alarm. You guys will be seeing new faces on the podcast as well.
We're going to get Gab and Josh on here.
Yeah, I'm Gab.
You're Gab. We're going to get Chloe and Josh on here.
That's the one.
You're Gab.
We'll be introducing you to new people who know more stuff than we do about certain things. We're going to change it up, but we'll be here every week on the YouTubes and in your ear holes. So if you want, you can hit us up at Boneyard Arcade on pretty much any form of social media that you can find.
We've tried to use it everywhere.
It's everywhere. And you guys, since this is a video, you can totally subscribe to us on YouTube now.
You can now. We've got a YouTube account. It's got 0 followers, so make sure you at least hit us up and give us a 1.
Get amongst us.
Feels kind of shit to have 0.
Tell us what you want to see. We'll be doing gameplays, reviews. We'll be running around to conventions, things like that. But yeah.
If you've got any stupid requests, if you want us to do something that's interesting, if you have liked what you see here but you wish we did something else, let us know. We're going to be playing video games, drinking plenty, because it's usually what I do, and we are going to...
This is not my ginger beer. This is actually...
one of the beers I gave you.
Jim and Joe's Bright Lager.
Sponsor us.
Laurie boys. Please sponsor us. Actually, no, I want this one.
You want that one?
I was drinking on the podcast this evening. I was drinking Brookvale Union ginger beer. It is the tits at Four Pines. It's on tap and it's amazing. What were you drinking?
Sailor Jerry. I don't think they're going to sponsor us.
Sponsor us, Sailor Jerry. Do it because you love us. Anyway.
And Four Pines. It was great. So if you've really enjoyed seeing this video, if you've loved what we've done, if you've hated what we've done, let us know. Subscribe. Give us a rating wherever you can give us a rating.
100.
Tell us what we can do next. We're going to play video games. We're going to get other people involved. It's going to be a family affair and we're all going to do stupid shit to each other.
It's going to be great. Thanks, guys, for listening. Take care and good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.